Act like you know where you at. It's time for that culture for the streets. Latch off the dough. It's on the flow. Ding all them bells. The like button. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. We trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. We almost there. We gonna get right to it though. Wack100 saying Dolph was reckless. Wack100 saying young Dolph was moving reckless. I got a clip on play and all that, but we gotta kind of, cause Wack just jumps out the boat sometimes. Like, you gotta understand in Memphis, yeah, you gonna have, no matter where you from, as a street dude, you gonna have a lot of love, equally have a lot of hate. If sometimes you're not gonna be overcrowded with hate most of the time. That's anybody. It don't matter your status, your level, and it don't matter your city. That's just how it is. You could, even if you don't see nothing but the love, understand that the hate is there. Understand that the hate is there. So do I feel like young Dolph was moving reckless? He had a lot of attempts on him. You got into it in California with CMG. Now, this is where I started to fade back from CMG. I started looking at them different, and I'm gonna tell you why I looked at them different is because Dolph was out there by himself. Y'all got 6, 7, 8 dudes with y'all. What's wrong with just getting on him? Y'all tried to take him out instead of just getting on him. Man, Dolph was like 135 pounds, man, with the clothes on. But that's what y'all chose to do, even though y'all had Dolph outnumbered. So yeah, I looked at them differently because look how they play their hand. Charlotte, 2 attempts. Bulletproof truck, 100 shots. Outside of that, it was another attempt. All in Charlotte. So that's 3 right there. Not to mention any incident that we may not know that's not documented because it's not being tied to certain things, because it's not being spoke on. Don't leave that out neither. In some point, yeah, I think Wack100 kind of right about that, because when somebody, okay, if they attempt on the president, your chances of having that same type of him having that same type of vulnerability for you to get that second chance at it, if you don't get it the first time, it's gonna be it's cut short. It's cut short. It's cut short. Dolph, the president, paper route, CEO, artist too. But let's not forget, when he in Memphis, he feel like he at home. So yeah, Dolph was moving messed up. I gotta agree with that. Because what's wrong with you having the bulletproof truck in traffic while you going through Memphis? At least you know if anybody try to step on you, it's gonna be a failed attempt. So I understand. I gotta agree with that part. But like I said, you gotta keep in mind, Dolph at home. You get a lot of love at home, not just from the streets, but from the people. Not just from the streets, but from the people. That's something y'all gotta understand.
It's a real war that's going on behind this that drag you into this you part of it. You know what I'm saying? Like some happen, you know what I'm saying? And they ain't gonna let it go. They don't give a
Yeah,
fuck.
bro, but what I'm saying is this though. What I'm saying is this. Why is acting like Martin Luther King got killed?
Oh well, you know.
You hear what he said? He said, Why is y'all acting like Martin Luther King got killed? Nigga, in Memphis, in the streets of Memphis, to Paper Route Entertainment, the Empire, Daddy O, Key Glock, Kenny Money, Big Moochie Grape, the rest of the Paper Route soldiers, anybody that got love for Dolph, his family, and his kids. Nigga, he was Martin Luther King. He was Martin Luther King. And to them, the way he went out is similar to them. He went out the same way. He was assassinated, bruh. Martin Luther King was assassinated. Don't forget that part. Nipsey Hussle, assassinated. Dolph, assassinated. Martin Luther King, I have a dream one day we gonna be, bang, assassinated. Yeah, nigga, he was Martin Luther King. Where he from? His name just was Adolph Thornton Jr. though. But from where he from, don't think for 1 minute them people don't look at him like he wasn't Martin Luther King, bruh. No, it's not February, nigga. But we gonna keep it real on this show though. What do you mean? Yeah, he was like Martin Luther King. What are you talking about? It's always, you ain't from there. If you get stepped on, no big memorial, no stadium pack. This is Wack 100 we talking about. If he gets stepped on, it's not gonna be 20,000 at the funeral. We not wearing shirts for the next 2 years. We not talking about Wack 60 days after the incident. Forgot about. You're nowhere close to MLK. We ain't gonna even consider you to be close to that. Look how Nip being celebrated because the way he was took, what he did, what he stood for. In Memphis, that was young Dolph, nigga. So you gotta watch what you say and how you say it, because certain people gonna be offended by this because there's certain people that really got that type of love for young Dolph.
Nah, I
Cause,
don't
cause
know.
I'm just say this, Wack. I'm gonna say this, Wack. It's like this. The dog wasn't really more no. I'm gonna say like how involved in the streets, like actually into it types. He ain't that type nigga. It just his. So if you associate yourself with it, and they into it, who they
You
who you
telling
think?
me, in other words, John Gotti is at the house and the soldiers is out there putting in the work. So why you should John Gotti?
I don't know who the other dude Wack talking to is, but he just sound like a goofball. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because 1 minute you saying Dolph your people, but then the next minute you gonna say you ain't gonna blame them for stepping on them. Nigga, what side you on? Where you from in Memphis? Who sent you for real? Did Wack put you on the phone, or are you a CMG employee or something, man? This nigga said Dolph wasn't from the street like that. He rich now. He not supposed to still be outside like that, doing the same amount of things he was doing before he got rich. He's not supposed to be doing that. But he feeding the niggas that's still outside. That's partaking in the street. Don't forget, before John Gotti got in the spot that he had, he was treacherous in the street, which got him to the level of a boss. Same thing with Dolph. Dolph was hustling. He was climbing the ranks in his section, built up the love, the loyalty amongst his friends. And he sat in that boss seat. He had to work for that. You have to work to get up to that point. Gotti got a lot of soldiers too, but you don't see him outside standing on the corner, bro. He living in a whole nother state, whole nother city, having a ball, why the war going on in Memphis. And it's 1,000 wars going on in Memphis. It's not just PRE CMG. Before the CRE, before Paper Route Empire and CMG was born and beefing, it was wars and beefs already in Memphis. Let's establish that part first. But secondly, we ain't gonna let no nigga that ain't even saying his name on these platforms get on here, discredit Dolph like he wasn't outside. Because in order for you to get the steppers, the real hustlers, the projects, the blocks, the streets, your city, the gutter, the trenches, to get behind you, you got to have some street nigga in you, bruh. The streets just don't wake up and go follow a nigga that woke up yesterday and then he portray to be somebody and now you got an army of real steppers behind you and you really soft as tissue. It don't work like that. The people that's behind Dolph respect him for a lot of things. We don't know them all. You can speculate and assume, but understand when we say he fed a lot of people, it ain't with rap money. And it wasn't solely because of rap. Understand that. Dolph was a hustling nigga in the street. That's where a big portion of his love come from in Memphis. So whoever that nigga is talking on the microphone in the darkness to Wack100 that be talking butt naked, laying in the bed, on his phone, on Clubhouse, talking about people. Keep in mind, nigga, while you talking to him, he probably naked now. It's just crazy. He'll build his content and his clout up off of tearing niggas down that was building up their sections and building up their city. Man, you tore Nip down. We watching you try to tarnish young Dolph image and reputation and what he was and what he stood for, you know what I mean? A lot of people respected him in Memphis even more because he was visible to them. Way more than Gotti was. Way more than Gotti was. These dudes be crazy, man. Especially, yeah, man. People got to watch what they say because whoever that dude is from Memphis, man, he apparently ain't nobody for real. Probably ain't even outside like that because if you was outside like that, you wouldn't be picking no side. And if you was picking the sides, you would let it be known what side you picking, nigga.
Because he
That what you
funding
saying?
them. He funding the soldiers.
Oh, okay.
That's why they gonna take you out.
I'm
Even you
just
the head
saying,
honcho.
bro. Hey, listen. Hey, bro. Hey, some smart in ways and some dumb in ways. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Are you telling me the whole city didn't know it was on?
Hell yeah. And
So why
Honey
the
shot.
you come back down there with a camouflage car and everybody know that's your print?
Cause you can't like
Huh?
it just I'm be honest
Cause
with
you
you.
can't.
He got a point right there. If I got beef, I got smoke right now outside, right? So when I leave out my door, right, nobody knows. I'm not taking pictures. I'm not on my live. I'm not, yeah, nigga, I'm going here. You never know. So you don't know what I got on. You don't know where I'm going. You don't know where I'm heading. I'm going point A to B, point A to Z. You don't know. So you really got to be doing your research to catch me lacking because you don't know what car I'm be in. You don't know if I'm gonna be walking. You don't know who I'm gonna be with. Once again, you don't know what I got on. You don't know nothing. Dolph Rich, you at war in the street with people. Everybody know your cars because you're the only one in the city that got 30 cars that's camouflage, all of them. So I agree with Wack100 on that situation right there. That's why I said Dolph should have been in the bulletproof truck. He got one, Ben had one. What's wrong with coming through the city in the bulletproof truck? He wanted to bring out the camouflage Lambo though. And I still don't blame him being in the Lambo as the reason to why he got took out. Because he should have been moving with more people than he was around him. You only had your brother Demon with you. You should have had 2 other cars with steppers in them with you at least, so niggas knew like when they pull up, it's really gonna be real for them during this attempt on you. So it make them think twice, whereas it just looked at like too sweet of a hit for them. And as we seen, it really did look like it was a sweet lick. Granted, these niggas went to jail, but they got their man. Rest in peace, Paper Route Frank, man. Thing because Paper Route still grinding. You got Kenny Money, Key Glock, and all them. They still over there grinding. I gotta respect what's going on over there because the sacrifices Dolph put forth to see them get where they at and to keep going is not he not laying in his place in heaven in vain for it. Like it's like he's seeing people still progress and prosper off his good work. So we gotta salute that, man. Salute his team. Salute Memphis, man. Daddy O, man. Paper Route Frank, man. Rest in peace to him. But we gotta get into this Rich Homie Quan, man. 30-minute interrogation. Leaked audio. This is years old. Rich Homie Quan was at the top of the totem pole at one point in his career. The hottest singles, you go in the club, every club was bumping his music. He really had the streets on smash. And then he disappeared. And we didn't understand. And he disappeared not only at the time when he had the game on smash, but then you linked up with Birdman and Thugger and put the Rich Gang movement together, and y'all was really like locking up the South with the whole Rich Gang movement and the sound and the vibe y'all was kicking, and then you just disappeared. And then it comes out that you and Thugger allegedly had some issues. So we basically watched Rich Homie Quan two-step, thug, sing, and rap his way through the industry, and then talk about what he ain't gonna go for from nobody in the street. And then when it happened, he took off running. Like, what type of dude is you, bruh? Then the audio leaks, and you just in the conversations, just like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because I ain't no snitch, but I'm just gonna keep it real. Nigga, what is that? You ain't separating keeping it real from snitching. Snitching ain't keeping it real. Snitching is snitching, nigga. Snitching is telling, nigga. You blatantly, purposely, premeditatedly told on this man and then brought up accusations, allegations that this man probably tried to do something to one of your family members. I don't want to hear no new CD you got coming out. I don't even want to see your face no more, man. It's over with. We watching all our favorite rappers do the Sammy the Bull. We watching all the rappers do the Sammy the Bull. 6ix9ine, Gunna, Boston Richie. Y'all can keep acting like Boston Richie ain't told on nobody. Boston Richie told, if he didn't tell, why Future ain't round him? Why? Where the FBG chain at? Where Young Scooter at? Where FBG Casino at? How come Doughboy ain't sharing the CD? How come nobody in FBG? You see what I'm saying? This just closed the door on Rich Homie Quan in the industry. Not only just because this audio is leaked, because we just seen plenty other artists after this type of thing happens still go on to have a prominent career as artists, because it's two different universes in the culture. It's the street culture, and then it's the civilians. The civilians don't care about who you told on and what you did. They want to listen to the music. It's good. They showing up at the shows. It's good. That's what they doing. But the streets gonna be critical of the situation, and that's what we doing right now. And in this situation, you really told what we seen happen to Gunna wasn't as bad as this. Interrogation with Boston Richie wasn't as bad as this. Only thing I can compare to Rich Homie Quan in 30-minute interrogation is YSL Lil Woody telling in the Rico case. This come out a week or two after Rich Homie Quan stressed to the world that he finna drop something new that can't nobody mess with him. I would second that. I'm not gonna agree to that, buddy boy. Buddy boy, I'm not gonna agree to that. Why? I'm gonna tell you why I'm not gonna agree to that. Because you got good music, but you just smushed your own character. And then at the same time, you try to make sure that Thugger went down. You gave them strong information, even though some of that was just alleged and assumptions and allegations. Who sits there and said, I think they had slid on my pops and yeah, I remember they had got into a shootout over there, man. It was Thugger in them. I ain't no rat or nothing, but you know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna keep it real. You know what that, when I seen that, you know what that showed me? How comfortable that nigga is with the police. How he the type of nigga get pulled over, and when they come to get the license and registration, he give them the weed and everything. Here, y'all got me. What you want me to do? He one of them. Rich Homie Quan, one of them. He smushed his own career with this one because whether it was 2016, 2015, 2017 when he did it, it don't even matter. When he did it, that's why he got low, because he didn't know if that was going to surface then. It just happened to surface now, but by it not surfacing then, he thought he was good. It's not going to come out. I can go and come back out and do my thing. So ain't no way you doing shows talking about Free Young Thug, but you had a 30-minute interrogation trying to make sure this man got locked up, participating in the downfall of YSL. Man, the industry full of goofballs, grimy niggas, people you can't trust. It ain't no loyalty in the street, let alone in the industry. You can't trust nobody. Best thing you can do, get your money, get out, live. Get your money, get out, and live. Y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. It's time for that culture for the streets. Latch off the dough, it's on the flow. Make sure you don't leave out the trap till you've been served. Just like that, we'll be back.